What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Necessary Roughness. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Hopefully you guys are partaking responsibly, all of you that are 21 and over. But this is Necessary Roughness, where we talk all 32 NFL teams. What is going on, Detroit Lions Talk with MicroMike?
Hey, not a whole lot going on today. Just laying back, ready to talk some shows and not kill myself.
Hey, hopefully that back is treating you good, brother. What's going on, Mark Orum?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Let's talk some football on Necessary Roughness. All 32 teams. Let's go.
Hey, absolutely. What's going on, Tone?
What's up, guys? You know it's great to get on here with you guys today. Talk some Lions.
Absolutely. What's going on, TA?
Just wanted to talk some unnecessary roughness.
Absolutely. What's going on, Cy Gray?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Good evening. Ready to talk some sports and get into the draft, baby.
Hey, absolutely. So prior to our draft talk, we have some news coming out, all day during the draft about Aaron Rodgers. The new rumor is that he's either going to sit or they're going to trade him, or he even might possibly retire. What's your guys' thoughts on, one Mr. Aaron Rodgers who's devastated the Detroit Lions for so many years? What is your guys' thoughts on potentially either him sitting, getting traded, or even, sitting the year until, this is, resolved? Mike, we'll start with you.
I'm really excited that he looks to be leaving the NFC North. I think it's fantastic for Lions fans. And I'm really excited to not see his face twice a year. I think that's a very good thing. I think he's kind of whiny here. It's a possibility he could end up in a worse situation than he is in Green Bay. Not saying that it's going to happen. Maybe he goes to a good team. What if the Green Bay Packers decide to trade him to a team that's not better than they are? And he can end up in a worse situation. I think it'll be interesting to see. Either way, send him to the NFC West so I can smile. But I'm happy.
Hey, I definitely feel you. I mean, even though it's going to suck for my Cardinals, but hey, I'll still be laughing. Mark, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, my thoughts, man, is he gone yet? You know what I mean, man? It's been all day with the NFL Network with this story, and you can see the panic in some of the panel and some of the guys on the show. They don't know where he's going to go. There's two groups, eh? One group saying he's not leaving, and there's another group saying he's going to reconcile with the team. I don't think if he gets traded, I think he's going to dictate where he goes. I think he's going to be they could trade him. Just say the Jets. I know they won't trade him to the Jets. I'm just saying he just won't go. You know what I mean? Like he's going to go to a team that he's going to dictate where he's his choice. He's going to probably give him a list. He's gave him a small list already, I guess. Raiders, Denver, and 49ers. 49ers you can scratch off the list right now. So I think he's just going to dictate, and I think it's going to happen. I don't think he's playing for the Packers ever again, man. It's a pretty sour relationship that they have right now. It's a bad marriage. It's been bad for a long time, and I think he's gone, man. I don't think he's playing this year. He'll sit out a year. I guarantee you he would just sit and rather than come back to that organization. So that's my take on it.
Yeah. What about you, Tone? What's your thoughts on the whole Aaron Rodgers debacle?
Man, you couldn't have did this like 3 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Facts.
He decided to do it when the Lions finally go like, you know what? It's time to give up on winning for a little bit. Now he's like, you know what? I think it's time for me to go.
Hey, absolutely.
Man, why? But the situation is so weird because everybody kind of should have saw this coming. It was just kind of leading up to it. Because we all kind of forgot about it. Like last year, we was talking about, oh, yeah, they drafted Jordan Love. They're moving on from Rodgers. And we all kind of forgot about it because he had the MVP season. Rodgers didn't forget. Oh, you best believe he didn't forget. He's like, oh, yeah. Remember all that stuff that's happening? Yeah, I kind of want to trade. Or you're going to fire the GM, which, I mean, it really don't seem like they're going to do that because if they would already did it.
Yeah.
They would have did it days ago. Right. So are they going to trade him? No. I think they think they can just try to play hardball with Rodgers, and he clearly is ready for that. He's like, oh, go host Jeopardy or something. I could do some other stuff. I don't got to play for y'all. I don't got to play football. I can do other stuff. I got a lot of money. I don't got to stay in the NFL. He's like, so you can go and I'm going to say, I'm going to need you to trade me, and I'm going to need you to trade me to a good team because you trade me to a bad team, I'm just not going to play for them. Do the same thing I'm doing with y'all. And that's just how it's going to be. It's going to be an interesting situation. I want to see who gets him. I think his trade value is going to be high, but it's not going to be as high as it could be because he can only go to certain teams that he wants to go to like Denver or whoever. Everybody think he's going to Denver at the moment. That's probably the most likely move. Because wherever he goes, he's probably going to turn that team into a Super Bowl contender. And that it could really change up some stuff in the NFL. But I'm just glad to get him out of the division finally. Just sucks that he leads the division when the Lions finally to go like, it's time to rebuild a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. T.A. Noble Swartz, what's your thoughts on the situation?
Man, well, I look at it like this. The relationship is already strained right now. It's like an estranged wife right now with the Green Bay Packers and the Aaron Rodgers situation. So I'm looking at it like this. Aaron Rodgers, we know what he brings to the table. We're talking about a guy that is coming off an MVP season last year.
Yeah.
Yes,
one of the, what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, we know that he's one of the best quarterbacks. Even if you don't want to give him credit, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, and that's hands down. I got to give the man credit. He does go out there and perform, and he wills his team to victories. But at the same time, what I'm saying? I think, like Mike said, I think he's being a little bit whiny. He's kind of being like a baby right now. So it's kind of like you got to take the pacifier out of his mouth and put a bottle in his mouth. And put a bottle in his mouth and say, "Shut up, Aaron. Go out there and play football, man." But basically, man, he could go to the Washington Red Wolves. You know what I mean? So so you just never know because that defense in Washington is scary. And definitely, man, he got a couple weapons. They drafted I believe the wide receiver from out of North Carolina. They drafted that guy. So. And you already got Terry McLaurin and some other weapons on there, Gibson and stuff like that. So that would be a great place to go to as well, Washington. So I wouldn't count them out as well. But man, I just think that Aaron Rodgers right now is just being whiny, and he kind of it's like a kid throwing a tantrum in the store, and you're saying, "Hey, you better get up from there." So yeah, that's what I think with Aaron Rodgers. But he'll be all right, man. If he decides to retire, then the guy is already an NFL champion. He's won it. He hasn't had the career Tom Brady has had, but at the same time, he is an NFL champion. He has won a Super Bowl, and there's really nothing else really to do but continue to put up stats and stuff like that, and put up stats and hopefully hope that you can get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cy, what's your thoughts on the whole Aaron Rodgers debacle?
Man, you guys had a whole lot of input. Check it, man. First of all, respect to Aaron Rodgers. I think we all, when we say it, need to put some respect on that man's name. Yeah. Not only is he the reigning MVP, that is an all-time great quarterback. I don't care how you slice it, dice it, not just a champion. This dude is me personally, I have him in my top 5 quarterback of all time. Now, as a confessed Detroit Lions fan, I've been that way since 1988. I will not miss him whatsoever. Trust me, he's tortured us. Hail Marys, regular season. This dude is just, you're talking about an all-time great. So I wouldn't expect anything less. I do put a lot of respect on it. I do admire his talent, but I ain't gotta love you. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta go nowhere with the guy. But as far as suitors for Aaron Rodgers, um, obviously it's going to be at least half of the league probably would take on an Aaron Rodgers. Realistically, I think you do have Denver, Washington, and I wouldn't discount the 49ers getting into the race, to be honest with you, because you got to look at who Trey Lance is, what they have. We already know they're not happy with Jimmy G as their starting quarterback. They wouldn't have drafted Trey Lance, but Trey Lance is similar to Dwayne Haskin of a couple of years ago. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of football underneath his belt. Immensely talented, but nothing can replace that experience. So who do you want teaching your young quarterback, your young franchise quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo or Aaron Rodgers? I think if you can extend him for, 2 years and commit to Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years, you're going to get the best out of him. So I don't think San Francisco is completely out of the market. The logical conclusion would lead to. But otherwise, yeah, how he's handling it, the man is probably not being the most professional person, but, he's been a consummate professional for the past 10, 12 years. He's been very professional throughout his career, and they still will not support the man. They don't give him any kind of weaponry when he should have some stake. That's a publicly traded company anyway. So if anybody has a voice, it should be Aaron Rodgers. So if you strip that away from him, you don't do anything to support him, I'm not mad at him, man. I think it was brilliant for him to get on with Jeopardy. He's showing you his hand. This is what I have. If you guys keep playing with me, I'm chucking up deuces, man, and I'm out. So in their own best interest, I think they should really entertain whatever it is to trade him, to get him out of Green Bay. Don't rob the game, Let's not rob football history by making a man retire prematurely. You're hurting the entire, NFL legacy if you do that.
Hey, that's all facts. And, man, how do I go after all of you guys, man? You guys all dropped the mic on that. Because, man, y'all brought some great points. And that's all facts. Like, Sai, you said it the best. Don't rob the NFL of, having a guy prematurely, retire. I mean, Detroit, we know all about that. We had two of the greatest walking legends in the game retire early in Barry Sanders and also Calvin Johnson, and when I seen them trade, Matthew Stafford, I was just like, this is finally turning the right page, because, people are going to see that. Your alums are going to see that. Today Brett Favre came out and said, I fully back what Aaron Rodgers is saying. I think this kid is going to sit if he needs to, just to get out.
100% agree with that. Yeah.
Your alum are going to see that. I mean, if we didn't trade Matthew Stafford when he wanted out, do you really think, Calvin Johnson would even entertain, trying to fix whatever rift they have with the franchise and himself? Probably not. He'd probably be like, well, it's the same old lines and yada, 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 and things of that nature, where, now, hey, you treated my quarterback properly, the way he should be. Maybe we can actually sit down and have this conversation. With Aaron Rodgers, I mean, as horrible as he's torched all of us, as horrible as as bad as he's torched us, the Hail Marys, pulling the ref out of his back pocket, all these things that make you rip your hair out, it's like, he's been that great, though. Like, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, whether, Lions fans want to admit it or not. Like, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Dude has a Super Bowl ring, so he's been on a winning franchise. He's put up stats. He's won MVPs. He's, did everything the right way. So treat your quarterback, with respect and dignity, and get this man what he wants. If he wants out, get him out.
I can't
So-
stand Green Bay, fellas. You want to know
Hey,
why? I dealt with Brett Favre, and I was so excited when he got traded to the Jets. I said, yes, finally, our team is going to have a chance. And then the rise of Aaron Rodgers happened. And now redemption draws nigh. He can be
Facts.
gone, and we have a chance to actually have a competitive NFC North. Because I'm so tired of seeing discount double checks. I'm tired of seeing the World Championship belt movement with the hands.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want a shot, because we've never had a shot. So Aaron
Absolutely.
Rodgers, be as hard as you can be. You do not give up on being hard. Don't let no one tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't
we better
do
hope
that.
we better hope he hasn't been mentoring Jordan Love.
Yeah, facts.
We better hope.
Well,
Yeah.
what the rumor is that when it comes to Jordan Love, he's not even close to being ready. And if they trade Aaron Rodgers, they're gonna trade for a veteran quarterback, because
Yeah.
last year he only had 50 snaps in practice the whole year because he was the third string quarterback. 50. So basically, he's had 2 years of not doing anything,
Yeah.
and they don't think he's close to being ready. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see. That's why I think like the Denver Broncos make sense, because then they get Drew Lock. You can give them Drew Lock, but my fear is like the Cleveland Browns.
Oh no, wait. Panthers got what's his name? Teddy Bridgewater. They can just give him him. Be perfect.
That they just changed Teddy Bridgewater's contract
Yeah,
to
they're
only
not getting
$4
rid of
million
him.
against the cap. No, $4 million against the cap for Teddy Bridgewater. So Teddy Bridgewater could be Denver's backup. Aaron Rodgers would be the starter, and you can send Drew Lock away because they just changed his contract. I think it was today.
Yeah.
So that's something
Yeah.
to keep an eye on.
But
But my
if you're-
fear is like
I was
is
about to
the
say, if you're the-
Cleveland Browns. What if they trade Aaron Rodgers to Cleveland Browns and they send their quarterback to Green Bay?
Oh,
I don't
please
want to see that.
Yeah,
I
don't
want to
wanna
see Drew Lock. I don't want to see anyone.
Hey, man, I'd rather
even
see.
Ryan
I'd rather.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I'd rather see any
Yeah.
quarterback besides Aaron Rodgers. Though I'll take a Baker Mayfield over Aaron Rodgers.
I
You know
will
what I mean? I'd rather see. Like,
Oh, I would too.
I know
well,
what you're
he's
saying,
young.
Mike. He's young though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me, I don't know. Give me a Ryan Fitzpatrick, where he's only gonna be Ryan Fitzmagic for about 5 games. I just got to eat the bullet in
Sure.
5 games, and after those 5 games, it's smooth sailing.
Yeah, man. I'd
And
never
he's
try.
old, too.
What if those 2 games against the Lions?
Oh, I would be so mad.
Yeah, man.
I don't care. I don't care because I know we're in a rebuild mode. I just don't want Green Bay to have a young quarterback.
Yeah,
I want to be able to be a team on the rise in year 3 where we have just the perfect age at quarterback. We got the talent around us. And I don't want them to get a young quarterback and then it's just like nothing happened. I want them to do a rebuild like we do eventually.
Yeah.
Just like the Chicago Bears probably going to do. And just like the Minnesota Vikings at some point, they're going to have to get a new quarterback. Well, they did draft one.
Yeah.
But I want to be with the best quarterback. I'm tired of having the second best. And if they trade Aaron Rodgers and they get like a Fitzpatrick or they get a Drew Lock, guess who has the best quarterback in the NFC North this
The
year?
Chicago Bears. Oh,
Not this year. He's not going to be
I'm
playing.
sorry. I meant the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, man. Come on, man.
Come on,
I
man.
love Kirk Cousins. Dude lives 5 miles from me, but I think Jared Goff better than he is, man.
Yeah. I mean, Jared Goff has at least been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fact.
Pretty close for me. Pretty close for me. on
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna say they about in the same tier for me.
one. Yeah. Pretty close.
You just gotta
But-
hope Justin Fields is like all the OSU quarterbacks and doesn't become the new Aaron Rodgers, the new Lions
That's
killer.
my fear.
Yeah.
That's my fear, bro. That's 100% my fear.
Big time.
That's 100% my fear.
Yeah, and shout out to the Chicago Bears for actually trading up for a quarterback. I didn't think that they were going to do that. Real talk. I was like, they might have got burned from the Mitchell Trubisky, but You know,
Yeah.
as the old saying goes, if your job is on the line, you do whatever it takes to save your job.
That's it.
But hey,
Yep.
Trox, you know one thing about the Chicago Bears, though, the Chicago Bears have always been an aggressive team, man. They're
Yeah.
very aggressive. When they see somebody that they want, they'll do whatever it takes, bro, to come up and get that player. You know, several years ago, we know that was the same issue with Khalil Mack, where they traded all those picks. But
Yeah.
they did it because they knew that he was a cornerstone to the defense.
Yeah.
So you bring in that cornerstone player and put him on the defense, then you got something that you can go off of, and now you got a face of the defense, and now you know what I'm saying. And now years later, you go and get your quarterback. Everybody was laughing at you for the past couple seasons, but when Justin Fields get out there, I don't think people are gonna be laughing any longer, man.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hope I'm laughing, but I don't think I will be.
We better hope. We need to hope Matt Nagy's a bad coach,
Facts.
I know we definitely
And-
got to hope that.
and that Trubisky wasn't just holding him back. Because if he's an actually good coach, then we got to worry about some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yep. 100%.
Dude, there's a cross in the middle, bro. You got two on the left who's got their V showing. Then you
Hey, I
got the
feel like you
rest
about
of
to
us.
play Connect Four, man.
What's going on, the Derrn?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Just got
What's up,
home.
Derrn? What's up, Derrn?
Oh man, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. What's your thoughts on the debacle?
I just want him gone. I don't care. Just send him to a team in AFC and everything will be fine.
Hey, there we go. Absolutely.
If everybody's wanting to know a time that he would be traded, it's after June 2nd. That's where his cap hit from the Green Bay Packers go from, I think it's like 30-some million to 17 million.
Yeah.
So don't expect him to be traded anytime until after that.
Yep. So you
Oh,
got some time then. Which you got a few weeks, I guess, if you look at it.
Well, it's a possibility we could hear about it, though, no?
A few weeks of just wondering if he's finally
Speculation.
going to leave.
Right. Speculation. Yeah. For sure.
All right, you guys take over for a second.
Okay,
shout out
fellas.
to Steve M.
While he does his thing, let's talk about the NFC North. Do you think that Justin Fields could definitely be the standard bearer in the NFC North for years to come, Antonio Hightower?
Oh, it sucks, but I believe he will be. Man, it sucks. Why the Bears got to make good decisions for once? I mean, they still got Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller. They drafted a wide receiver. I forget his name. I forget which one they drafted. They got running backs. They even improved on their O-line. Picked up Tevin Jenkins, traded up for him. Man, and then Matt Nagy is a good coach because I don't know how good of a coach he is. Trubisky held back that offense for years. They couldn't even run. They had to run the most simplest plays ever for Trubisky to even execute it. It was horrendous. And you know, once he started playing well, notice when later in the late last year, once he started playing well, the offense started looking like real good. Allen Robinson started looking like a top 10 wide receiver because he just been holding back that offense for years. So, and they got Cole Kmet. I hate it, but I think Justin Fields is going to be the new Lions killer. And the Bears might be dominating this division for a while, unless the Lions and Vikings can do something about it.
Steve M dropped a $5 super chat. Shout out to you. He says quarterbacks are either Canton bound or hot garbage. There is no gray area. That kind of definitely seems like that, but then every once in a while you do get an Alex Smith type of player who kind of can hold the fort down, or you get somebody from that nature, but you're pretty much spot on there. I kind of agree with that. Either you got one or you don't, and if you don't, you're looking for one. And so my fear is Justin Fields definitely is going to be a good quarterback in this NFL. I've been talking about him, and I'm not going to change my stance. With such a good defense that Chicago does have, it's scary. But this is Chicago, and for whatever reason, quarterbacks fail there. And I'm just hoping that the curse of Chicago quarterback continues.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I just got to these.
If you still need some help, Trox, just let me know, and I got this.
Okay.
So, no doubt about it. What do you think Noble Sports about Justin P. Fields and the Denver Broncos?
Man, my take on Justin Fields is that he's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder, man. Number one, I did think that Justin Fields was probably the number 2 quarterback in the draft. I know Zach Wilson came out of nowhere and kind of just blew everything out of the water. But I think that he's going to ultimately have that chip on his shoulder, man, because he's going to be like, man, all these guys got taken before me, and I went against Trevor Lawrence, and I put up huge numbers against him, and this guy's going to go before me. So he's going to come out with that attitude, man. He's going to have that attitude and that chip on his shoulder to be the best quarterback out of this draft, right behind Trevor Lawrence. If not the best, he could end up being the best. We don't know who's going to be the best. We know that Trevor Lawrence got to get his shot just like everybody else. But I just think that Justin Fields is going to be playing supreme football once he gets the opportunity. His number gets called. He's going to be ready, man. And we got to get ready for that because he is a dual threat quarterback. So that's something that Chicago hasn't had in a long time. And being able to have a dual threat quarterback is beautiful, man. You're going to be able to see the beautiful side of the legs as well as the arm, and with the the Denver situation, man. That is what it is, man. It is what it is. Just I don't need to even talk about the Denver thing.
What's a beautiful thing is we're going to have a special guest on here. We wanted to keep this silent. We didn't want to let it out and tell everybody, make it a surprise. But we got a special guest coming on here very soon. You may know who he is. He is a Detroit Lions great. Bennie Blades is going to be on with us here very soon.
Woohoo! The killer.
Absolutely.
That man lit people up on the football field.
Yes, he did. I didn't know that Bennie Blades had 19 interceptions, man, in college, man. I did not know that.
Wow.
Yeah, 19 interceptions in college, man, with the Miami Hurricanes.
Holy cow. Whew.
Yeah, it's always important to get a person that understands the game, who's been there, understand it. And so it's an ample opportunity. If you got questions for a Detroit Lions player that rules the coop, let us know when he gets on, man. It's going to be an exciting time, and huge shout out to Cy Gray and Troxel Sports Talk for making this happen.
Appreciate that, fellas.
So, what do you think, Mark Orum from Orum's Forum, regarding Justin Fields?
Well, I'm one of the guys that thinks that he was a pretty good quarterback coming out of college. I understand that the OSU quarterback thing is a real deal and it's legit and stuff like that. But there's something a little bit different about that kid. Even when we watched on the draft that night, he didn't look like he was a happy camper getting picked so late, man. He looks like he's got a chip on his shoulder. And like TA said, man, he's a guy that is a dual threat. We have to worry not only about his arm, but we have to worry about his legs, man. And he's not a little kid, man. He's a grown man out there. He's 6'3", 6'4", 225 pounds. So I think he's the real deal. And I think, just like Tone said, I think he's going to be the new Lions killer, and we're going to have to build around him to stop him in the next coming years. So, yeah, man, I think he's the real deal for sure. I'm nervous about it. I'm worried, man. I'm not going to say I'm Aaron Rodgers worried, but I think he's the real deal, and Brad Holmes is honestly going to have to build around stopping him too. So, yeah.
Guys, still there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I still
that
need
sound.
your guys' help because I'm still trying to
Okay,
retag this.
So I think, fellas, with Justin Fields, man, I know a lot of people are saying, like you said, about
Mike got kicked out.
Oh man,
You gotta
I know-
let Mike in.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
okay. Now, like you guys said, I know we were talking about Justin Fields, and we're talking about the Ohio State narrative on the quarterbacks. Like you said, Orm, it is so true, bro. The a lot of the quarterbacks, Troy Smith, Dwayne Haskins, Terrell Pryor. There's been a lot of Ohio State quarterbacks, JT Barrett, that have come into the NFL, and they don't do anything, man. And some people say that Ohio State is just a system where these quarterbacks are able to flourish at Ohio State, but once they get into the NFL, these guys don't do anything. But I think that Justin Fields can change the narrative. I definitely think that he's a guy that can change the narrative, because most people have to understand he just didn't play for Ohio State. He also came from Georgia, and he ended up losing that job to Jake Fromm for whatever reason that was. But he ended up transferring over to the Ohio State Buckeyes, and he played successful football for those guys. So I'm looking for him to continue that, man. I don't see no reason why he can't continue with it in the NFL. I know a lot of people are high on Trevor Lawrence because he's the number one quarterback taken, but I'm willing to give Justin Fields that chance and that opportunity to see what this kid can do.
For sure. He picked up a nice little weapon too, TA. Daz Newsome too, eh? He was pretty solid. What do you think about that kid?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a solid wide receiver.
Little shifty playmaker, you know what I mean? Not the biggest guy, but he's a bit of a playmaker out there. Can return punts too. Specialist.
Right, and you still got Allen Robinson on the squad too, right?
Allen Robinson, man, they have some nice running backs that catch the ball in the backfield, man. He's got some weapons, man. Cole Kmet, you know what I mean? So Allen Robinson. Is Anthony Miller still there? Anthony Miller's still there, right?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, I believe he is still there. Yeah.
I think this is last year.
Oh, okay.
On his contract.
Yeah. So this is his ball out year then, right here.
Yeah, it is.
This is it.
I need him not to ball out.
Yeah, for sure, man. I don't want him to ball out either, man. He's a bear.
Absolutely.
Man, why couldn't the Broncos just be smart and draft Justin Fields instead of letting the Bears get him?
Hey, guys. So before we bring this special guest in, I want to give a little tribute to this man, the myth, the legend. Let's hold on a second. Let me open this up real quick. Oops, hold on. Okay, share my screen. There we go. What in the world?
Yeah.
Need to turn it up a little bit.
Set low.
I'll just go ahead and just bring the guest in.
All right. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Bennie Blades. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
You muted. You muted, Benny. Froze up. I hope he didn't just hang up.
Oh, I hope not either. Still there, Benny?
He's frozen.
He's frozen in time.
Oh man, we was just on the phone talking.
It happens to us all.
Oh, absolutely.
Got palm trees back there. Got some palm trees back there.
Okay.
I want those
Hey,
palm trees.
You there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello?
Benny.
What's up, man?
Volume shut off. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can
We
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Benny.
We hear you, bro.
Yep, there it is. You got to turn up your volume.
Hello there, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
what's
how you
going
doing,
on, Benny?
Oh man, you got to turn up that volume, Benny.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear him pretty good. Just we're on like a delay.
Yeah, we can hear him good. You just got to turn it up.
Yeah, you gotta have some kids around, Benny.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not hearing you.
Oh,
Oh,
uh-oh.
Wow.
You can't hear me? You can't hear us? Ah, you can't hear.
Okay,
Oh man, I'm not hearing you.
You can't hear us?
is the microphone on his cell phone or computer, is that on?
Yeah, it's got to be turned up. It's got to be just a volume issue on his end because he can't hear us.
Let him know to just turn the volume up.
Let me just text
Yeah, he
him.
got off.
Okay.
He'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh man, the great Bennie Blades, love it, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
He came to my high school, man, in Windsor, Ontario, years ago, man.
Oh, that's
Woo!
awesome.
Yeah, he signed him and a few Detroit Lions. He signed my football jersey. I have it somewhere around here too.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Delusional Lions fan with the $2.99 super chat. Says great guest. Hey,
Yeah,
I
we'll
appreciate
give it
that.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Delusional.
Delusional Detroit Lions fan. Simple Jack. I love that avatar, man. Woo!
What is that noise?
Now, what's going on? Are we on a rave?
Is this the
I'm not too
80s?
sure.
Is this the 80s? Is that the internet? 1988?
Hey, hey, Sai, do you by chance know Westbrook? Brian Westbrook.
Sounds like a bee.
It might be coming on size. Say something.
Just mute somebody's mic, and if it
Wow,
stops,
man.
then you know
Okay.
who it is.
But Bill Gates up to his old tricks. Wow. That's some Tron action
Is
going
that a
on.
cell tower?
Hey, man, that's 5G, man.
Jeez. I thought I felt something in the back of my neck.
Right.
I thought I felt something.
Steve M just became
All
a
right.
new member. Huge shout out to you.
Hey, appreciate
It's like
that.
an Atari.
Oh, back is
Actually,
killing
guys, ever seen that movie District 9? That's what that sounds like.
Oh,
Those
man, I
aliens
never
talking.
saw it before, man.
Oh, that's a wicked movie, man. Very
I gotta check
underrated.
it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
very underrated, man. It's kind of weird, but it's just pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta watch it now, on.
Oh yeah, man, check it out.
Oh yeah, it's a good movie, and he's transforming into an alien.
Yeah, where he's transforming into an alien. Oh my god, man, pretty cool. Very underrated movie. Should have got a little bit
Again.
more. And
And
again,
again, and the truth is,
truth is this.
again,
I'm a detective in this.
I'm a
Yeah, I
detective
don't-
in this.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hearing some feedback.
Who's it from?
I don't know who that's from, man.
I don't know.
Just
Let me see.
mute
Yeah, I got all
somebody
my
who you
gadgets.
think it's from, and then it
Yeah, I
will
got all
stop.
my gadgets off.
I know Sai is muted. Who else? Derrn's muted.
I'll mute me as it comes. Wasn't me.
Okay, wasn't you.
Is it me?
Resend the link to him. That's what Sai said.
Okay.
I can't hear the noise anymore.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Oh, here you.
He's back.
All right, what's going on, Benny Blades?
I can't hear him now. Can't hear him though.
Uh-oh, we still can't hear you.
Oh man.
Is a could be.
Now
It
it sounds
could
like a
be.
robot in a race car.
It could be
Yeah.
coming from Benny. Gotta be.
Sai.
Or Sai.
Can you just call the phone number or then just talk to him on the phone?
I could probably hold on.
Just do it that way. To bring in the audio like you do with Gridiron Blitz.
All right.
Oh,
Benny, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
all right,
Hey, what's going on?
We can hear you, Benny.
Yes, I can hear you guys.
Yeah!
Hey.
All right, Mr. Blade.
man.
What's going on, Benny?
Oh man, I'm just trying to enjoy a little bit of life down here in sunny South Florida.
Hey, I'm jealous. Can I come? Can I come and
Yeah.
take some of that heat?
sunshine.
It's 50 degrees out here in Michigan.
Oh my God, today was 98 degrees and the humidity was scorching hot.
Oh,
Oh.
man,
Mm.
Oh man.
Those palm trees look nice.
absolutely.
Yeah, nothing like seeing some beautiful palm
the
trees.
things we take for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, you're still looking like you can play, man. Look at you.
Yeah.
No, guys.
I know.
Look, this body is beat up.
Man, you laid some cats out though, bro. You laid some cats out.
No, man. But look, today's game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't play in today's game because me and the commissioner will have a lot of conversation.
Yeah, you've been watching, yeah.
Behind me for hitting a guy. I'm gonna smack him in his mouth every chance I get.
No, 100%.
Ain't gonna happen, bro.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
That's exactly the way it should be played, sir.
Black and blue.
Absolutely. That's real
There you
football.
go. I know, guys. I coach football out here at the youth league level. I gave up the high school coaching when my son made it to the NFL. And these kids, they tackle around the shoestring. I said, "What are you doing?" I say, "Hit him around the neck, put an X on his neck, and just run through the X." And they all look at me. Man, look, that's football.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't want to hear all that, and coach, I ain't trying to get hurt. You're going to get hurt, not trying not to get hurt.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
That's it, man.
So that's why, for me, I gave up trying to coach the game.
Mhm.
Guys, I am just the ambassador of the game. I'm the AD. I just opened up, matter of fact, a junior college there in the city of Detroit. So
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to be behind the scenes and get guys out of college. However, I can do those things, and because the game of football is just not the game of football, and guys don't want to hear that they're not $1 million players. And
Yeah.
if you know me, I look, dude. Here's what I tell you: if the game was worth $1 million, you're in the penny range. You got to work your way up. I don't want to hear that talk about, coach, I deserve $1 million to do what? Dude, you're like really a fourth-tier player when the tiers only go to up to 3. You're offered a tier system. So we have to understand that football isn't for everybody. You got to go and get an education and hopefully somebody and employ you to be an athletic trainer, a broadcaster, or whatever else. You can do other things in the National Football League. Everybody's got to go out and make millions of dollars. Every Tom Brady who's 43 years old, there's at least 100 22-year-olds that's not going to get a chance to play.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's facts.
Facts, man. That's facts, brother. Yep.
But so I've been doing a lot of research, and there's a few things that kind of like stuck onto me. I heard that you have a podcast. Could you tell me a little about it and where people can find you at?
Yes, I do a podcast, Believe in Lions, with Derek Oakley. And every week, I get beat up by Mr. Oakley because he calls himself the GM on the show. And everybody, says they know the game of football. And I just give it to them, raw, because I'm a player. I said, I'm not on here to bash players about what they're not doing. Because when we go in the locker room, anybody who played with Bennie Blade, I'm gonna let you know, dude, that was I don't know about this show, but you fucking terrible. You don't need to go to pay one to don't even go get a check, dude. You played absolutely terrible. And they don't want to hear the back things. Every game they play the perfect game. I tell them, this game, I know I didn't play a perfect game, but I guarantee you the other team said, man, that boy beat the hell out of me.
Oh yeah.
If you bring it up to today's game, I say, Derek, do you really understand these guys are making, some of them are making $700,000 a week, and they play piss poor football. I say, Derek, let me tell you something. For $120,000 like I was making back then for a whole season, I was gonna cut your whole head in half for $120,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
So, look, I mean, how do you tell a kid who? I mean, realistically, how do you tell a kid if I'm the coach? Because Derek's always, well, Bennie, why don't you go and coach? Dude, I wouldn't have a job after week one. A 23-year-old kid is going to come to me and say, man, fuck you, coach. You ain't making but $300,000 a whole year. I just made it last week. I'm getting ready to choke your ass out.
hey, Bennie, we do keep a clean channel, but
No, I mean, look, I'm sorry, y'all can beat me, but I mean, realistically, man, these guys are so. I'm gonna call them mommy made, to where every time something happens, they go whimpering. Oh, I got a hamstring injury. Okay. When I show people the highlight, I played a whole half a year with a strained hamstring. All they did was tape it up and give me a shot. Oh, bro, you got to go and play with that. Now guys are out for almost a whole season with a hamstring. What kind of hamstring you got when you out for a whole season?
Facts. So that kind of brings me up a good question, though, Bennie. With the whole Kenny Golladay situation, do you think that he was kind of stretching the thing because of, the former regime being so horrible?
I think Kenny Golladay had his fill, in my opinion, of just being a lion. He wanted to go into free agency as healthy as he can be. So when it's time to take those physicals for the new teams and after the workout and do all those things, he wanted to make sure he was 100%. And like I told Derek on my show, I think he had to mail it in. So, you know what I mean? For me, I know he's a good player, but I just don't have respect for guys that mail in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, you may be a good player and all of that, but dude, you gave up on me. I used to tell people all the time, I don't care whether you're a rookie or you're a 16-year vet. You mail in on me, guess what, bro? I guarantee you, we're going to have a choke session in the locker room. No. Don't even go and try to pick up no check because you did nothing You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
contribute to the team. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah. You know,
But, you know
and
what I mean?
yeah,
100%.
absolutely. You know, I've always lived my life, you know, never leave somebody like your teammate behind. You know, in the military, is to never leave a soldier behind.
Yep.
You know, so, you know, I when I used to play, you know, in high school football, I always used to say, you know, don't leave your next man next to you hanging dry. You know, give it your all. Even if we
Yeah.
get our heads knocked off, you still can still hold your head up high, saying, you know what, we gave it all we had, and we got our heads knocked off.
Right.
I always tell people, you guys could go back and look at that game. Remember, we played, I want to say it was 1990, might have been 1994, when we just got utterly thrashed by the Philadelphia Eagles in a playoff game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
Oh, yeah.
made me feel good after that game? Because when you got guys on the offensive team from the Philadelphia Eagles come to me and say, Blaze, man, it's one thing, you played all 4 quarters. Bro, I'm not going to mail it in on you just because we lose. For me, I've always played the game as a respect factor.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yes.
win, lose, or draw, you're going to say, you know what? I was in a dog fight with Bennie Blaze.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
Max.
care.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about.
Mhm.
You ain't you. And I just talked to somebody today about the whole Hall of Fame thing. I said, let me tell you something. If the Hall of Fame was voted on by players, a lot of the guys that are in the Hall wouldn't be in the Hall.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you gotta throw out all the stats, and throw out all the Pro Bowls, and throw out all the fan favorites. Because I used to tell them all the time, dude, I ain't got to shake your hand after the game. You know what I mean? If you're going to respect me, respect me.
Yeah.
Because I went out and I bust your butt during the game, and now you mad with me. What you mad with me for? I had a job to do like you had a job to do. I ain't out here to be your friend.
Facts.
Yeah.
Even my brother, when we played them, he just say, man, you ain't got to hit me that hard. But he knew it was my brother.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It was never anything personal. Bro, I'm going to bust your butt. And after the game, my mom would pinch me and all that. Mom, this is a job. That's all it is. It's a job.
We are live with Lions great Bennie Blades. I got a question for you, Bennie. What do you think of head coach Dan Campbell in his awesome approach to biting kneecaps and saying Detroit basically first everybody? You know, we're not gonna lay down anymore.
Well, I tell you what, I love that because it shows when Dan was a player there as a tight end.
Yep.
Sometimes you just can't lay down.
Yeah.
You got to know when you're playing the game of football, whether I lost one knee, I got a whole nother knee. If you take that knee, guess what? Now I got ankle. I'm going to be on my ankles. I'm going to be crawling to kick your butt. You need those kind of players in your locker room. You don't need a guy to say, hey, coach, man, I broke my left pinky finger. You know what they used to say back in the day? Hey, guys, sucker, take the next finger, let's go play.
Yeah, man.
All
yeah,
facts.
You know what I mean? And that's why I love a guy like Dan Campbell. Now, you don't think Bennie Blades Alumni Weekend gonna hold him to that statement? Or if you don't call some of them, okay, I'm gonna call it pre-Adama players. You know,
Yeah.
oh no, I don't want to be here. Well, you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Look, we're in the black and blue division.
Yeah.
Facts.
Let's bring back the old black and blue
Facts.
division where it's blood, sweat, and tears. You hit him so hard to where snot come out his nose. That's what I'm used to. That's football to me.
Oh, yeah,
Ain't no
man.
talking about
Absolutely.
no. Well, I'm gonna lay you down on the ground and hopefully the ref won't call a flag on me. Bro, you'll be calling flag all day long. Hold on. Flags looking at the man.
Absolutely. You know, I want those refs to throw their arms out because they've been throwing too many flags.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
So it
Bennie,
brings a toughness, right?
Yeah.
A toughness to Detroit. Like when we had Ndamukong Suh. You don't play around with that. He's coming
There
at
you
you.
go.
right.
And I don't think we've had that toughness on defense since Ndamukong Suh left. I mean,
Right,
people
exactly.
around the
He gave it
league-
identity.
people
He
around
gave it
the
an
league say
identity.
He's a dirty player. I said, what made him dirty? Because he cared about the game?
Yeah.
Right.
You got to see, that's not a dirty player. You're out there. It's me against you. If you don't want me to sack your quarterback, then you should. 2 or 3 of y'all better block me. Because when I get there, you better believe I'm gonna bring his face mask all the way back to the back of his head.
Oh yeah, man.
Would you
Absolutely.
consider help coaching the Lions because we need this mentality?
We need you, Benny.
We need you.
We need you up in Detroit.
Look, I'll be there for 1 week and say Bennie Blades done got fired. He done
So, Mr. Blades, like, so how do you feel right now about this Lions secondary right now? They're very young. What's your thoughts on the Detroit Lions secondary as of right now? I know it's not the same era you played in, but like, what are your thoughts about this secondary?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I said on Believe in Lions, because I do believe in the team itself.
Yes.
Now we brought in Mr. Okuda last year, and I just think they had him thinking too much. How do you draft a guy in the 3rd pick, and he didn't know whether he was playing zone, he didn't know whether he was playing man. They had him thinking too much. When you're out there in the secondary, we made it real easy for our corners. You got him man. If you need some help, I'm in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
If you play in zone, bring him into the safety, let me thump him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
You want to be thinking. No. And I think with the new secondary coach, Mr. Glenn is going to put them all on the same page.
Yeah.
You know, with the addition of course, a young man from the U, Mr. Corn Elder.
Yeah.
I think now, and AO, don't ask me to call nobody names, because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we just drafted a guy that Brad Holmes said he's gonna call him Iffy. I'm not gonna call the kid Iffy, because that means you don't know what he's doing. He's gonna call him Iffy.
Right.
They're young kids, and it reminds me of when me, William White, Ray Crockett, Melvin Jenkins, when we were all young lads back in the day. You got to get to know one another. And when those guys, I think when they start gelling together in year 2, not this year, Mr. Okuda is going to have to be the elder statesman. Only in year 2, guys. He's going to have to be the elder statesman and teach those guys what it is to be a Detroit Lion. Because you guys all know, because once you bleed Honolulu blue and silver, I tell people, you don't play for the team. You play for the fans of Detroit. But once you get the fans loving you, bro, it ain't nothing like it. I ain't gonna lie. After the game, I used to love going downtown. People say, "Oh, I'm sorry we lost, Benny, but you know what I mean. Oh, great game." That let me know these guys that paid their money, I gave them their money's worth.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. When you play for the Detroit Lions, look, once you win that fan base, ain't nothing like it. And that's what I want these young kids to understand.
Mm-hmm.
They say the Lions draft, we drafted at an A-.
Mm-hmm.
When you draft at an A-, that means you should be winning games the first year. And I told him on my podcast, of course, Derrn tried to beat me up about it. I said, Derrn, this is not an A- class.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm going to give him a solid C, because I don't believe in giving a guy an A- just because. No, you got to, for me, you earn an A or a B.
100%.
You don't just give a guy. No. This ain't this ain't high school. You got to earn everything you get.
Hey, Benny. Hey, Mr. Benny, I got a question for you, man. Now, I've been watching. My name is TA, and I've been watching the Lions. I've been a Lions fan for a long time. I know a lot of the players. I played in flag football with a couple Lions players, Ron Rice being one of them.
Okay.
I met Porsche and Tracy Stroggins, and one of my coaches' name was I don't know if you remember this guy, Bruce McNorton. Do you remember him? He was my football coach in high school. Yep. Bruce McNorton. His daughter ended up marrying Calvin Johnson. I could not believe it.
Oh yeah, Brittany. But come on. Calvin picked the one tonight. Have you seen Brandy?
Yeah. Yep. Yep, and his son BJ. Yep, his son BJ too. Yeah. Now this is my question that I have for you, Benny. I've been watching the Lions for a long time, and my biggest thing is I haven't seen any dogs on the Lions. You know, since you played on there, guys like Sue, and I think that the Lions. My question is, do you think that the Lions lack a lot of dogs on defense and offense?
Well, they definitely lack a whole bunch of dogs on the defense. I think we ended up what? We ended up what? 31st
32.
in the league? And
31, 32, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, come on. Look, I'm telling you, I'm always getting beat up on my podcast because I tell people I'm gonna keep it real. If you don't have at least 5 dogs that's ready to come and eat, even my last year in Detroit, because you can ask Ron Rice when you see him. They brought Ron Rice in to replace Bennie Blade, right?
Yep.
Man, Ron talk about that and he say, man, I wasn't gonna do half of the stuff you did. I played inside linebacker, outside linebacker, strong safety, free. Ron say, no, I ain't gonna do all that right there.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Yep. It's a player right now that's in the NFL that you remind me of. You know Buda Baker from Arizona Cardinals?
Who?
Buda Baker.
Okay.
Yeah, your play style, your play style reminds me of Buda Baker.
Yeah, but look. And Buda Baker must be a dog. I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
Name me 3 on that defense that was just against all odds. Sometimes you got to take a 15-yard penalty because you know what I mean. For me, they inspire my team. That's why I say, Wayne, I'm sorry, man. Look, I need to rip his whole face mask the other way. That way, man. Look, you got to understand that if a team don't respect you offensively, they just gonna keep methodically going down the field. As a defense, somebody got to take that little cheap shot to wake everybody else up and say, "Whoa, wait a minute, man! Hey, you just ain't gonna just do this to us."
Yeah.
But we didn't have any of those guys. I understand. Look, when you making $400,000 a week, sometimes it's okay to give up $15,000. Just get out to the league. You know what I mean?
Set a tone. You got to set a tone.
Somebody got to set a tone. I mean, come on. Look, like I tell the kids down here, all money ain't good money. Sometimes you got to burn a little bit to make a little bit.
You look at the Mean Joe Greens. You look at the individuals out there that's really... They went all the way, and guess what? It went a long way because you don't want to mess with those type of guys. You're not going to go into your stadium and just run all over them. Folks, Kerryon Johnson was just released by the Lions. He wasn't a dog, apparently.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming, man.
No, look. He was a throwaway player when you picked up the kid with the last pick in the 7th round. That just sealed his fate. Because anytime a running back has to play for 4 years, he's always injury prone for 4 years. You got to cut ties with it.
Yep.
Yeah. 100% facts.
I have a question. How do you feel Chris Spielman will help the front office?
Well, Chris better call me back, or when I get the alumni weekend, we're gonna have some choice. I call you for a reason. I don't call ignore my call just because you working in the front office. Then you go way back now. But I really think.
Goes up.
I really think he. You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I really think Chris is gonna have to put his stamp on that organization. Sometimes you got to shake things. As a former player, they hired him for that. That's why people say, Benny, why don't you try to get that job? I said, I'm telling you, man, they didn't want to hear what I had to say.
Yeah.
Let me give you all a story. When I got out of the league,
You hear me?
I applied for a scouting job with my Lions. I said, who else knows football better than me? The late, great Charlie Sanderson, Bennie, you just too forward for them. You're going to tell them what they don't want to hear.
Right.
If a kid can't play, stop beating around the bush, man. That boy can't play. Cut him right now. Let's cut ties with him. I don't know why y'all drafted him in the first place. He can't play.
I've been saying that.
AKA Will Harris.
From day one. I've been saying that from day one.
You know what I mean?
Benny.
And so I don't have time in my life to be sugarcoating stuff, talking about,
Right.
well, we're gonna see what he could. Next thing you know, that kid done got 8 years in the league, and you know you should have cut him after year 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Is there
Hey,
one
so-
player on this roster that's like that, like a Jelani Tavai? Jelani Tavai.
Get out of here.
Will Harris.
Will.
Looking for the dogs, baby. Where's the dogs at?
Hey, Benny, let me ask you a question. So currently now, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Honestly, I've been watching football, Lions football, since 1987. The year you got drafted. This is my introduction to Lions football. Bennie Blades is the first safety that I could ever recall playing down in the box. I don't know if you guys remember where
Yeah, I
we see
remember.
It's a normal thing now, but that was the first dude I ever seen come down from the safety position and play in the box. The very first one. But speaking of safeties and the responsibilities, I want to know how you see our current safeties in our defensive backfield, especially Will Harris. How are you feeling about him and Tracy?
how am I feeling about him?
Yeah.
Well, like you said, you got to find that. First of all, you got to find that dog that's safe.
What I tell you?
So we're looking for a dog. We still looking.
Look, if you can find me one, because somebody has to be that thumper.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And until you find somebody that's willing to be that thumper, everybody can't just sit back there. And me and Ed Reed, we joke and laugh about this all the time. I say, Ed, I would have loved to play in Baltimore when I could just sit 22 yards back and just get all the interceptions.
Right.
Right.
If you would have came to Detroit, your shoulder would have been feeling like my shoulder. Sore.
Yep.
You would have to be down in that box and they say, okay, Benny, we're in a good run team today. You down in the box. I say, that's not how that. And right now, Detroit's going to have to find somebody who can do that. Be that thumper, go down in the box.
Oh, I think he froze.
Froze up on us.
Oh,
There
you
we go.
guys hear me?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
back.
we hear you.
You're unfrozen.
Okay, I said until they find that guy who's going to be that thumper that's going to go down in the box and do all the dirty work,
Yep.
your corners, they can't survive. You got to have that
Cam
thick and
Chancellor.
through thick and thin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You need the Ronnie Lott. You need the Kenny Eases. You need all those guys that's going to do all the dirty work to make everybody else look good.
Yep. Facts.
I agree with that 100%, man. And you think about the safeties of that time. This is what Benny and I were talking earlier. And you talk about like the Hall of Fame. This, to me, it's got to exceed, or it goes beyond the numbers.
Yeah.
During his era and the things that he brought to the game, the only safeties in his class at that time were Ronnie Lott, Steve Atwater, to a lesser degree, Dennis Smith. You find me a better safety than Bennie Blades. We could discuss some other folks, but that's the list. So when you start looking at your contemporaries and when they start making these elections and these candidates for the Hall of Fame, why is Bennie Blades not in the Hall of Fame? Because it's more than just the amount of interceptions. It's more than just the tackles. It's the impact. And because he played for the Detroit Lions, I think that's held against him.
but that
Yeah.
is a top 5 safety, not just being
Right.
a fan, being objective. The objective truth is this is in the NFL history. That's what I
All
see.
facts.
Here's the thing, guys. When I go places, and I go places where, you know what I mean, and me and Ronnie like sit here, and when guys like him say, "Bro, if you had any other team besides the Lions, you'll be in the hall with me." That makes
Yeah.
me feel better
There
than
it is.
some sports writer that says,
Yeah.
"Well, no, he didn't go to X amount of Pro Bowls."
Right.
Dude, Pro Bowls don't make. You could go to 14 Pro Bowls and still ain't crap.
Yep.
Right. That's
Facts.
true.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
facts.
Pro
You
Bowl
have
to
to
me-
play-
It's
you
a
play
popularity
with a team
thing.
that was really good, and every
Yeah.
year, because people pick Pro Bowls based on the winning teams.
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
I mean, you guys both know there's a lot of guys that get snubbed for that Pro Bowl, and they had a better year than the guy that went.
Yep. Facts. That's facts.
Absolutely.
So that's why I tell me, don't tell me about no Pro Bowls. Dude, I played in the era, and that's why me and Ronnie, we laugh about it. There's a lot of years he know he should have went, that I should have went, and I was his backup. Dude, he ain't gonna miss that, that $25,000 to go to the Pro
Right.
Bowl. He can go and play.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I'm like, come on. So, I mean, I'm happy with my career. And when you meet up with guys like that, those guys validate who I am. I know what I've done. And so, I mean, it's good. I don't have to have a sports writer
Mm-hmm.
from, let's say Denver to tell me, oh, well, Bennie Blade, I mean, he was good, but he was not this person. Dude, you didn't see me play half the time. So how do you know?
Yeah, man. Come on.
Mhm.
Facts.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
So-
That's true.
Armchair quarterback.
Yeah, hold it, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, See, here's when you know you've made a mark in the game. When 10 years go by and you see some of these people, they go, "I'm glad your big ass retired, because, man, I got tired of you hitting on me."
Oh, yeah, man.
He was breaking the
Yes,
wood,
sir.
baby.
That's when you know you've
Yes,
made a
sir.
mark in the game.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's facts on facts right there.
Absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think of Jared Goff, Lions' new quarterback?
Well, I tell people all the time, if he can just do half of what he did when he was at the Rams. I know
Mhm.
all of a sudden him and Sean McVay got into a tiff when the same coach that said, well, you were deserving of a contract extension for $100-something plus $1 million. And then the very next year, that same identical time, well, he's not a guy that's going to take our team to the next level. Wow. To me, I mean, it's an even trade. Like I say, if defensively, if you look at what Matthew Stafford did offensively, if defensively, we could just hold up our end of the bargain and Jared Goff could score 21 to 28 points a game, and which I think he can do, we'll win a lot of ball games. I just want him to come in and play within himself and manage the game. We have an offensive line now, a left tackle and a right tackle. Okay,
Oh,
we drafted a left tackle that's going to have to play right tackle, and so we have both.
Yeah.
We got a center. We have, in my opinion, only one guard, but we can get away with the other guard.
Yeah.
So we got a decent offensive line. We're gonna have a bunch of receivers that needs to make plays for the young man. And when I say make plays, every ball is not gonna be perfect. As Calvin Johnson, he made Matthew Stafford who Matthew Stafford was. Receivers got to make plays at times. So if those guys understand,
Yeah, that's facts.
if they understand that and they want a big payday, you got to make plays. Because trust me, because when we picked up Rashad Perriman, a young man who I watched grow up from his dad being in Detroit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett, I need to talk to your son, man. If he don't do nothing, I'm gonna come up there and choke the hell out of him.
That's great, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he got all that speed for nothing, Benny.
He's got to represent his pops, man. He has to represent his pops out there for sure.
Yeah, because Pyramid, Brett was pretty good, man.
Yeah,
Oh, he was real good for Detroit.
Pretty good. Look, I played with Brett down in Miami. I played with Brett, against Brett when he was at the Saints. And I was glad we brought him over to the Lions. Because we played in an era where, like I said, respect meant everything. And Brett went out every practice and every game, and he laid it on the line. And like I told him, tell your son, I'm telling you now, I'm going to choke him. Because just you make all that money, don't mean nothing. Look.
Yeah. So, I got a question for you. One last question. Now, we want to definitely give you your roses while you're here, but how is it to actually have to practice tackling Barry Sanders? Please.
Okay, look, no. There's two things you said that never happened. I didn't practice against him, and you definitely weren't going to tackle him.
Right. Okay.
I will never forget. I ain't gonna call the dude's name, but he was a 3rd round pick for us one year. Boy, he messed around and went down and knocked Barry down. You know he got cut that year, right? Because Wayne
Wow.
You didn't touch number 20 during practice.
Wow.
That was a
That's
no-no.
serious.
Look, we used to jump in sometime on the scout team, me, William White, and Ray, just to aggravate Wayne Fawn. Wayne would look at them, get off the field! Because we just aggravated him.
That sound like him, too.
So,
For real.
Look, one play he didn't see us. And so Barry came up through the middle, through the A gap, and we all emerged on him. Man, that dude backed up just as quick as he came in the hole. I'm glad I told Barry after practice, I said, I'm glad I don't have to play against you, because I promise you I'm going to take a 15 and you ain't going to never play no more. Get the bench over there to knock you out.
Yeah.
I say I'm going to take a 15.
Hey, you guys just don't understand. I had the argument. Matter of fact, it was last week. A guy came up to me and he said, well, is Barry as good as advertised? Because Emmitt Smith is the greatest running back.
That's a negative.
No way. Yeah.
No,
It's a
you know
negative.
what I said, well, let's just put it this way. Barry retired after his 10th year. He walked away from the game.
Yep.
Emmitt played another almost 5 years later.
Yep.
And
Finally got to this number.
he's still less than 4,000 yards ahead of Barry. I said, do you realize Barry would have played another 4 or 5 years? That record would have been so far
20,000 yards
out of the stratosphere that these guys would have had to play 30 years just to beat.
Yeah.
Facts.
Hey, Benny, didn't Barry have 1,000 yards every season?
Every season.
Every single
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look, when we talk about, rushing titles and all, I've never seen a guy who go into the last ball game and let's say he's 80 yards away from the rushing title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you want to go in and get it? No, I'm all right. Dude.
Yeah.
You all right.
You can make an extra $300,000. He was like, no, I'm okay. Put such and such in, let them run the ball. He didn't care about the record.
Yeah.
Right.
That is what makes you love him more. Here's a guy he's the greatest of all time. He say, no, that's such play. I'm okay. My season was over with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, he cared about winning. That's one thing I do know, but that was that whole, like, all you guys out there. Like, you
wanted
guys,
to win, man.
Yeah, you guys were, it wasn't about stats and making pretty plays and things like that. You guys wanted to go out there and win.
Yep. That's what it's about, because, guys, if you go back after this podcast, in 1991, we played Washington in the conference championship to go to the Super Bowl. We had just beat the crap out of the Dallas Cowboys.
Made them look like fools.
In 92,
Yep.
92, Chuck started dismantling that whole team. The
Mhm.
very next year, 14 guys wasn't there. By 1993, 31 guys who was on that 91 team were not there anymore.
Wow.
Because some of the guys for less than $10,000. Well, I'm not paying you that much money. You know, you can just go somewhere. Dude, here's what the Dallas Cowboys did. They kept everybody on that 91 team, and Jimmy Johnson added. And he tried to get me in 93 when I was a free agent to come over to Dallas. And Chuck said, no, I'm not letting him go anywhere. He's going to be a Lion for the rest of his life. Now, Jimmy added guys, and he went back to back to back Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I tell people, if that 91 team could have just stayed intact for 5 years, we'd have been talking about the Detroit Lions as the greatest football factory in the 90s.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man.
Now,
One game away from going to the Super Bowl. Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember it. I remember crying too. Go ahead, John. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, man.
I was emotionally compromised. I mean, I was a kid. I was a child.
Yeah, like-
what you expect? Go
Like,
ahead,
how
John.
did you feel, Benny, when you lost like Jerry Ball, Lomas Brown, all those guys were just
Wow.
rolling out the door, man? You must have been
Wow.
just furious.
Listen, in 92, he got rid of Jerry Ball.
Yeah.
In 93, he got rid of Chris Spillman. So
Ooh.
when you build a defense from the middle.
Yeah.
No tackle, middle linebacker, safety.
Told you.
Now,
Linebackers.
along the way, he got rid of Mike Cofer, he got rid of George James,
Yep.
Ray Crockett, William
Yeah.
White. You looked around the locker room, and I looked around in 94. I said, I am the only one left on this defense from 1991.
Yep.
Man.
It was incredible. I mean, it was nothing against the guys that I was playing with at the time, but it takes a while to gel on defense. And once you get that chemistry, you have it.
They
Look at
showed
all
up.
Look, I tell people, I said, look at right now, last year, Tampa Bay's defense gelled at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew they were not going to get rid of any one of those guys. We need all of those guys back because now all these guys know one another.
Yep.
Going into
Yeah.
next season, they're going to be the top favorite to win the Super Bowl again. Because why?
Mhm.
I have never seen a defense do Patrick Mahomes the way they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's facts. Yeah.
They were speed and athleticism is what they had.
Yep.
They were coming from everywhere. The young man couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure.
Wow.
Now I got a question, Benny. Would you say that that 1991 team was the original greatest show on turf before the 2000 Rams?
Yeah, with Herman Moore.
Mm.
We had Herman
Look at
Moore,
that.
Johnny Moore,
Yep.
and Brett Perriman.
Yep.
Those three,
Hey.
I tell people, all three of those guys went over 1,000 yards. Each
Yep.
one of those guys, I think Johnny Moore had the list. He had like
Mhm.
80-something catches.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I tell people, all Eric Kramer had to do is just look and say, "You gonna get the ball now,"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
those guys they competed against one another.
Mhm.
You don't find that nowadays.
Yeah.
I said, how do you have a guy like Calvin Johnson, and you got a guy on the other side that say, "Well, keep throwing him the ball. I don't care. He's gonna catch." Dude, no. When I come in the huddle, man, throw me the ball, man. I'm gonna get through.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
The spirit of competition. It's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Who does that? I mean, they were like, man, and those three. I mean, y'all should have heard the arguments on the sideline. Hey, man, I was open that play, man. Throw me the ball next time, and that's what you need as a team.
Yeah.
You need guys that want to step up to be that leader.
Yep.
You can have guys all day long that care about the check. You see them, they dwindle off to the side. Man, I don't care if I don't never get no ball, as long as I get my check on Tuesday.
It's crazy. Man.
Well, you know what?
That's crazy.
You need to be in the unemployment line because you're not helping us win.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Now, Benny, it's something that I want to ask about the defense. Do you think that the Detroit Lions, this has always been one of my questions I always wanted to ask a former Lion player. Do you think that the Lions need a face on the defense?
Hold up, you froze. Say it again.
Do you think that the Lions need a face on the defensive side of the ball? Because I've been looking at these guys for the several past years, and the last person that was the face of the defense was Sue. And right now, I just don't think that any guy on the team is stepping out there to be the face of the defense. They're not making enough plays out there.
Well, you know, here's a problem with that, and I'm sure because you guys are up there in Detroit. Listen, when you put yourself out there being the face of the team or the defense, you get that lightning rod through at you. Oh, and a lot of it's so scary. A lot of these guys, they don't want to step up and have that pressure.
Yeah.
I hear Derek on our show every week. I say, look, me and Chris used to fight each other to see who's gonna be the first one over to make a tackle. Because I want everybody. Look, the blade has arisen. Dude, when you, it comes down to when you value money over respect. I would tell people those two things are not the same. You can have all the money in the world and people don't respect you.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
If I tell you right now, I'm gonna come and punch you in your mouth. You better believe you're gonna say, man, you ain't had to do that right there. I told you, didn't I tell you I was punching your mouth?
Yeah, right. Why you acting surprised?
I told you I'm coming to punch you in your mouth.
You're right. You're right.
You know what? I'm hoping that the new linebacker they said he's a Chris Spielman clone that he played
Derrn Barnes.
with that old mentality that he's all over the field. I'm hoping he'll take that.
I hope that is true.
Huh?
I hope that is true.
Yeah, look, I'm hoping because somebody's gonna have to step up and say, you know what, I'm gonna be the leader. Everybody's gonna have to go off of what I do. I ain't gonna say because there's a lot of rah-rah guys in the league that don't do jack crap.
Right.
You know, it sounds good.
Right. Right. That's true.
And I just wanted to point out something.
The people used to say, man, see, you guys never heard me talk crap on the field, but when I'm on the bottom of it, you know I'm gonna punch you in your mouth the next play, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah,
hey,
man. For sure.
Hey, I just wanted to get these things in here so we know. So we know who we talking to. Right. Hey, Benny. So, hey, Trox, I just wanted to read off the rap sheet, if you will, so everybody know who we talking to. We talking to Bennie Blades. Just a few facts about Mr. Blades. This is he went to the University of Miami, and he's one of the founding fathers of the U. If you're a football fan, most likely you heard about the U. He was a key member of the 1987 National Championship football team. That same year, he won the Jim Thorpe Award, which is given to the nation's top defensive back. Matter of fact, he's the second player to ever get it. We're talking to Bennie Blades. I think he got a call coming in. Can you hear me, Benny?
Yeah,
hear me, Benny? Yep. So other than that, I just want to point a few things out, Mr. Trox. The name of the secondary unit that he played for at the U was called Bennie and the Jets.
Yep.
Of course, that's direct reference to the Elton
Bennie and the Jets.
classic. Yeah. It's just like so you just, if some of y'all don't understand, Bennie was the obvious part, but the Jet, that was describing their defensive backfield as a whole. It was known because of his speed and power. So after that,
Awesome.
Mr. Blades, yeah, he got that award. He was finally drafted in 1987 by our Detroit Lions. And I'm telling you, man, it's just a pleasure and an honor to get this man on with us. When you talk about defensive backs, when you talk about safeties, in Lions history, the only people you could even mention maybe Dick Knight, Train Lane, of the fearsome foursome, but who else is there? Honestly, this is the greatest Lions modern day defensive player that we've had in the defensive backfield. That's what I'm trying to let everybody know how great you are. You know, Benny, this is the best DB that we've ever had, and so I just wanted to let you know, hey, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate your time. We all do, man. But it's definitely a pleasure and a privilege talking to you, Benny. Thank you for taking your time, brother.
Hey, look, guys, it's my pleasure. I always love talking, of course, Detroit Lions football, because, like I said on the podcast, I believe in the Lions so much. Yeah. You know, being here in South Florida, it ain't but two things that means the world to me. Okay, that's the Miami Hurricanes and the Detroit Lions. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, you just mentioned something. I tell people it's always an honor for me, because every time I go back and I see guys like the Ray Lewises and the Ed Reed and the late great Sean Taylor, I said, man, I'm just sad to know that I am still the only guy in the University of Miami history who's won the Jim Thorpe Award. I said, how can that be with all the great guys who come through the University of Miami? Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah. That goes to show you, at every level that you play on, the sports writers are not always right.
Right, that's true. Yep, that's facts. Yep.
For sure, man.
People ask me, like we talked about before, about the Pro Bowl, about the Hall of Fame. Look, ain't nothing I can do about that. My legacy is cemented in history. What I've done for the Detroit Lions, what I've done for the University of Miami, and now what I've done for this community here of Fort Lauderdale, that's gonna be my legacy when I'm dead and gone. And that's why when I go back to Detroit and I start this junior college, guys, you're gonna hear from me again. You're gonna say, "Oh my gosh, he said he was gonna do it."
Yeah.
I watch. Mark my words. I'm gonna put a guy from my junior college into the pros, because I'm gonna give him all the tips.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome, Benny.
I only want to breed nastiness. If you don't want to play football and be nasty,
that's right.
Don't come to the
school. If you ain't no dog, man, don't come over here, baby. We want dogs.
That's a mentality, man. Yep, it's missing. We in the snowflake generation.
Like you said, that's a mentality.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Having that dog mentality it's a way of life.
Yeah.
When you go out there and you it could translate from the football field and in life. Having that dog mentality of, hey, I got to carry myself like a pro, whether I'm on the field or off the field. That's having a dog mentality. It's never really spoken, because it's like, there's some people that just either have it or they don't.
Right.
And Benny, Benny, you had it, bro.
Yeah.
Well, look, guys, I appreciate that. That's why I'm trying to part a little bit of this wisdom on to the younger generation and let them know. Just like you said, it's not all about sports. It's about just life.
Yeah.
It's either you have it or you don't.
You don't got
it. Part of something is those that want to lead. Which one do you want to do? You want to be a part of something, or you want to be leader?
Yeah.
I've always tried to be, the one up front. I don't like looking at life from the back. No.
Hey, Benny, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Hey, Benny, if they picked you to be the head coach of the Detroit Lions, how would you run the organization? Like, would you run it like in a way like, as soon as you come out, you'd be like, hey, when training camp comes, you're looking for all your dogs out there, or you're looking for players that really want it, what would Bennie Blade be looking for when it comes to building a football team?
Well, for me, when you sit down with a kid, is that kid has that it factor or not? You can always tell in the first 20 minutes of talking to these little young kids. Either you love the game, because the passion comes out in a conversation.
Yes.
If you don't have that passion to play the game and you just here for the money, I don't want you part of my organization. Because you can go be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company and make money. I need somebody that's gonna come here and got the passion to want to be that dog that want to say, you know what, coach? Like we all say, I'm gonna rip your freaking nuts off and show them to you. I ain't no you can come out and no.
Hey, that's real. That's real.
We could be friends when the game over with. Matter of fact, how about I'm gonna buy you a beer after the game over with?
Absolutely.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, man.
Talking to Bennie Blades, lying great.
Hey, Benny, I got a question for you. Out of your NFL career, who was the one guy that you like? I know you were never afraid of no man out in that field, but who was the one guy that you just brought the best in you? Like you had a really good battle against throughout your whole NFL career. Who was the one player?
No, I'm gonna tell you who always brought. I had to bring my A game against, and I love playing against him because people consider him the best. It wasn't my good friend Michael Irvin, because every time I used to play Mike said, "All right, Benny, you hit me now. I'm telling you now." Everybody, but you know, when you played against Jerry Rice and those San Francisco 49ers, I'll never forget Monday Night Football. They call it man-to-man coverage, and I'm out in the slot by myself with Jerry Rice. Roger Craig motions out of the backfield. Chris Spielman had him man-to-man. He said, "Let's trade." I looked at him, I say, "Why I ain't believe you on Jerry Rice?" So what do you think we did? We called timeout.
That's awesome, man.
Wow.
That's awesome.
You got to understand, you know, the greatest brings the greatest out in you.
Yeah.
You always want to have your best games when you're playing against guys who are considered the greatest. And I always wanted to make sure every time we played Jerry that he got Bennie Blades' A game.
That's awesome, man. I love that. I love that answer, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And man, it was hard. I bet you it was hard to guard Jerry. Like,
Look. Here's the thing. Here's a guy who ran at top speed, maybe 4.7.
Yeah,
but he had football awareness that can never be taught.
Yeah.
Even you see guys that run a 4.18, 4.2.
Yeah.
And see them get caught. Jerry Rice, once he got in the open field, look at the tape now. Not very many guys caught him. Even Derrn had trouble catching him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Derrn was cat quick. See, I just knew back in my day, you got to use what God gave you. I had to put my hands around his neck so he couldn't go there. Look, if I could beat you up within 5 yards, hey man, the quarterback ain't gonna look that way no more.
Wow, man.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Absolutely.
It's a different game now, man. It's designed for the offense, pass happy, a bunch of yards.
Yeah, look, it may be designed for the offense, but I'm telling you, go back and look at the Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers showed people, and I said that all year long. I said, no, you can't tackle aggressively.
Yeah.
It's just how you do it.
Yeah.
If I take my forearm and I punch you in your chest as hard as I can, like I'm trying to get the ball, that's a legal tackle.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, he can't do that. Who said he can't do that? I'm thinking like I'm going for the ball.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
Loophole. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So it's a different game, man. But the formula to success never changes. Hey, run the ball, play strong defense. I take a number one defense over number one offense 10 times out of 10. That's just who prevails.
Facts.
That's just the way the game was designed. It does not go out of style. So, hey, you can have all these high flying acts on offense, but you must have that defensive component. There's outliers like, the fastest show on turf. They didn't have much of a defense, but for the most part, that's the exception to the rule. You got to have strong defense. So I do agree with you. And, Benny, when you're talking about that period where they got rid of all the players, that was a hard brand of football for us to watch the Detroit Lions fan. Because we would have the number one ranked offense with Scott Mitchell and have the 32nd ranked defense, and it was losing 54-51. That me on my side watching you go through that. I mean, how does that feel to get in a shootout and you can't control nothing? Piling up 90 tackles in a season. That's unbelievable. I couldn't stand that era. Other than Barry going over 2,000, that was a good thing. But
Oh yeah.
number one offense and the 32nd ranked defense. Yep, that's a bad thing.
Back then it was definitely tough, because when he got rid of all the defense players who were dogs, I mean, we got rid of some true dogs. Jerry Ball, A1 dog. Chris Philman, A1 dog. Ray Crockett. Guys, these guys left the Detroit Lions and went to Super Bowls.
I know.
That seems like
Every time I talk to William White, I said, William, I don't want to see your Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
It almost seems though, Benny, like that's been like kind of the history of our Detroit Lions. Like, we had Cliff Averill. He went out to Seattle, won a Super Bowl ring. Like when we have these guys, we got to start, keeping them, or if not, try to restructure other places to where we can keep a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
And stop acting like a farm system for the NFL.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Yeah.
I tell them all the time, well, I'm hoping. That's why I joined that podcast, because when you believe in something so much, you just hope one day things turn around, and all of that starts with management.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Rod Wood, but the last few general managers they had there, they were horrible.
Yeah.
You got to, at the end of the season, do evaluations not only of yourself, but of your whole team. You got to evaluate
exactly
who's valuable and who's not.
Yep.
I mean, they'll get rid of guys for a little bit of nothing because he wants $100,000 more. If he deserves $100,000 more, by golly, give it to him. Stop nickel and diming people, and he goes somewhere else, and they give him $200,000 more, and then he helps that team win a Super Bowl.
Yep. That's true.
That just is baffled me ever since I retired. I said, man, come on, man. When are we gonna get this thing right?
Absolutely.
Well, I see a little light now, man. I can't lie. I mean, I'm always skeptical because, like I said, I've been there since '87, and I've seen some of the highs and some of the lows. But I can honestly say this time, man, I'm loving exactly what we did. From our head coach, GM, obviously, our coaching staff. We got a lot of people that can relate to the players in place now. So I think things are truly looking up for the Lions. I really do feel that. I know, like Coach said, it's a lot of, we always hear that speech, but this time I'm buying it, man. So I just say be patient with it, with the process. By year 3, though, we should be snapping necks. So I think the culture the foundation is being laid. I did like the draft. I do get your whole thing when you said you only give it a C because there's no proof. There's no pudding to have proof in. So by year 3, we should see some returns on those investments. So I'm enjoying it.
There you go. So my thing is,
sir.
the only reason I'm not a sports writer, and I tell people, yeah, you guys, you get paid to put grades on things, but then when that kid doesn't pan out, you'll be the first one to call him a bust.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you knew from back coming out of college that he was a 50-50 player. I don't care if a kid gets drafted in the first round. Here's what I told you. I'm going to go off the Detroit Lions right now. Mac Jones will not be a superstar in this league.
Wow. Okay.
Think about all of the Alabama quarterbacks who come into this league, besides Willie Joe Namath. Name one who's become a star.
Facts.
I can't name any.
Name one.
That's right. I can't, man.
I'm telling you. And even that one's suspect.
Yeah.
Because
for real.
Here's what they said. We need a bigger, faster quarterback for the New England Patriots. Well, last I looked, Cam Newton was 6'6". Mac Jones is only 6'4". Cam Newton is faster than Mac Jones to run out of sight.
Yeah, that's true.
Where's your upgrade there besides you?
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just said, okay, but maybe I don't know the game of football because I'm sorry because I'm just a blunt person. If you're not good, I'm gonna tell you you ain't good. I don't care what none of the sports writers tell you. You ain't very good.
Right.
Now, come out here and prove it to me. Then I'll be the first one to shake your hand and say, what you do?
Yep.
I misjudged you. No.
Yeah. Your audio kind of went out on Benny. It sounded like you took some helium. We could barely hear you.
I don't know. I came to a live in the park because my battery going dead.
Uh-oh.
And, but look, you guys can call me anytime and we can talk football.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Benny, we sure will.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, Mr. Blanche. Thank you very much, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you for your time, Benny. Hey, final note. Hey, if y'all don't realize it, Bennie Blades had 815 career tackles for the Lions. Which places him second on the all-time tackle list. Thank you.
3 seasons.
Mr. Blades.
Yeah, Mr. Blades, 3 seasons leading the team in tackles.
Yep.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right, God bless you, Benny.
All right, see you, Benny.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Woo.
All right, that was Bennie Blades,
Bennie
the
Blades,
man,
baby.
the myth, the legend. Man,
Yeah.
it was a privilege to have this guy on. I appreciate you, Benny. And hey, I have an open door policy.
That was awesome.
You know, anytime he wants to get on, he has an open door policy. Wow, man.
I just checked something off my bucket list, man. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I did too, man.
That was beautiful, man. That was sweet, man. That was good.
Man,
I
that felt great, man, to talk to Benny.
Blades all the time, man. We talk about the greatest safeties to ever play, man. I truly believe this dude gets left off the list, but man, just look at the era he played, the impact that he had. Yeah. He happened to play for the Detroit Lions, but this is truly one of the game greats, man, and he always overlooked. So I know who he is. We all know who he is, man. And, hey, that definitely made me feel tremendous having an opportunity to talk to that man. So
absolutely
appreciate it. Yep.
Absolutely. And I appreciate, man, having all this like set up and all that, man. Hey.
That was
Bennie
awesome.
This was a beautiful day, man.
Man, how do you
Absolutely.
know? Man, how do you know
Wow.
Bennie Blades? Side, how do you know Bennie?
Uh,
Just through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. One of those. Okay.
Yeah. I know him. I know a couple of. We got some of the same acquaintances. So
Okay.
yeah. We'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I know a few. I know a few of them too, man. I got a
Yeah.
few Lions players that I know. And matter of fact, I don't know if you remember Bryant Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I was friends with his brother, man. His brother name is Ivan Westbrook, and I was friends with him, man. And I really got a chance to understand football just hanging around those guys and stuff like that,
Wow.
man. They were really cool guys to hang around, and it was awesome, man.
Man, that is awesome, TA.
Yep.
I still remember the one time I was on special teams. This was my rookie season in football. We're kind of doing a little story time. Time with Troxel Sports Talk.
That's good. We need it.
But I still remember it was my rookie season, my freshman season in high school, and we were playing up against a great higher grade than us. Like you know how schools are different grades.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were playing a higher grade than us, and man, we had an All-American. I'm on special teams. I'm like, hey, I got him, you know, because he was coming right at me. So I'm like, hey, you know, y'all just stay in your gap integrity, and I got him. And man, he trucked me so hard, I almost snapped my neck. So when when Bennie was talking about, you know, snapping necks and getting at people's necks, I know a little bit about that.
Trust me, man.
You know, but you know, I mean, obviously,
ripping off face mask, turning face mask around.
Oh, bro, I already know.
I got me excited.
But you know, after I got trucked, and literally my feet were dead up in the air. I mean, it was, you know, I got right back up. I said, if I don't get up at this specific moment, he's gone, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know, I popped myself back up. I ran as fast as I possibly could, and I wasn't able to tackle him, but I sure as all can be was able to push him out of bounds.
Right.
And I saved the touchdown. When coach pulled me for the rest of the game and said, no, you got to get checked out medically first. You know, the very next play, they score a touchdown. I'm like, so all that was for nothing, y'all. Like, really? This is what we doing?
Hey, man, I know that feeling too firsthand. I used to tell people one of the worst positions ever on football field is outside linebacker, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have a pulling guard coming at you. You have the fullback coming at you. You got to mess with the tight end if they're running your way, and it's either you got to make the play or contain. If you don't, if you push them back on the inside, but don't make the play and they go all the way, it's the worst position I think outside of maybe center on the football field, man. Outside linebacker. So we used to go to the UP, man, and get broke off. You know, that's all they do is eat corn. We had to take a 3-hour trip from Saginaw.
That's what I was really worried about at.
Oh, yeah, man. We used to go up there and get broke off, and the highlight of that trip was going to McDonald's, man. So that was it. I'll never forget that, man. Then after my class graduated, then we had some state championships, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, man. I feel
absolutely. Like we had the fastest running back and probably like in that area. He even comes into the chat as Bowfest. You know, shout out to him. Shout out to you, Bowfest, if you're in the building, man. Fastest running back I've ever seen. That's not in pros or college. And man, he it was something special there, you know, and he'd be, you know, either if he wasn't the outside linebacker, I was out. If he was outside linebacker, I was, you know, at corner. If he was playing middle linebacker, I was playing outside linebacker. So we were always kind of like on that same side of the field. But he was also the running back, and I was also the wide receiver. So if I see, you know, he's coming my way, I'm going to lay a good block for him. But, you know, I mean, it was just, you know, but that's what Bennie Blades was kind of talking about is leave it all on the field. Don't ever have any regrets. Because once you start getting the regrets, that's where things can start going downhill.
Yeah,
you gotta have the heart to fight through it, man.
Sure.
Facts.
Everybody ain't got that. So, I'm with them on that. What's going on, Tone? How you doing this evening, brother?
What's up, guy?
What's up, Tone?
What's going on, Tone?
Man, speaking about leaving it on the field, what about Kerryon Johnson?
Yeah, carry on.
I guess
Johnson.
he's going to carry on somewhere else.
Wow.
Carry on, Johnson.
Carry on.
We said it was happening. We said it was going to happen.
We said it was going to happen. Yeah, they were taking too many running backs, man.
Wow.
They were taking too many running backs.
Yep.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean, Bennie Blades, he hit it on the nose. He said, once we pretty much traded back and picked up that extra 7th and drafted the kid, Jamar Jefferson, and then you go out and
get Raheem Boyd.
Get Raheem Boyd and another one.
Two more bags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
let these guys fight it out. Yep.
Yeah,
Don't let those guys fight it out in camp, man.
Yeah. I'm just wondering too if obviously if Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes personally talked to Kerryon Johnson and just what kind of kid he was, because we've said it on the podcast a few times that he just doesn't seem to have a lot of heart about football. Yeah. I'm just kind of wondering maybe we'll never know, but I'm just kind of wondering maybe they got the kind of same vibe and said, well, maybe this kid just don't want to be here, or he's just not our type of football guy.
Yeah, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it as much as somebody else might want it.
For sure.
Yeah, sometimes that desire, man, it shows up. Sometimes you're quite as talented, but it shows that kind of football heart and that mentality, because even beyond the field, that affects the locker room and your work habits and stuff like that. And Kerryon, not only was he not available on the football field, but he didn't show that football character either, on and off the field. I mean, it was all misses. So, hey, I wish him luck wherever he goes, man. He should have never been here, but cool. He's not a bad person. He just don't possess the personality we're looking for. That's what I believe.
Facts. And Sai, you said it the best. In 2020, there was, obviously in every single year, there's Mr. Irrelevant. Shout out to Flemlo Raps, because I really didn't even realize this. And Mark, this is actually up your alley. The New York Giants, they had Mr. Irrelevant. His name is Tate Crowder. With all the injuries, I mean, he was told to his face, you never gonna start, you never gonna play in college, you never gonna do this, you never gonna do that. And, he didn't have all the the workout stuff, the speed, this, that, the third, but he had that work ethic, that that dog mentality.
He had the heart and the passion for the game. Yep.
And he had, and I think it was Flemlo was saying something about either 2 or 3 games he had over 10 tackles and I mean, the dude was balling for the New York Giants, especially with all the injuries, and he started in 6 games, even got injured. He would have played at least 9 games.
Oh yeah, man, he's a kid that's got a lot of heart. He showed out, man. He showed out when nobody gave him the chance, and exactly, man. He proved all the experts wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
100%. And that's something that Kerryon Johnson he just lacks.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately, we took him in the 2nd round too.
I just could never understand it.
You know what I mean?
Never
You
understood.
know what I mean? Man.
Yeah.
Man.
So, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. When your number is called, man, you gotta answer it, man.
Oh, fast.
When your number is called, you gotta answer, and that's what Tate Crowder proved to everybody. When his number got called, he was ready to play, and he showed that he was ready to play by his production out on the field.
Yep. TA, we always talk off air, that puts a chip on your shoulder when you're told you're Mr. Irrelevant, you're Mr. Insignificant, you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that, 0%, all that. It puts a chip on people's shoulders, and when given that opportunity, it's time to shine.
I never gotta have that mindset. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I've never understood the whole chip on the shoulder thing. And here's why I said I don't understand it. How you get to the NFL if you don't got a chip on your shoulder, right? Because my thing has always been, you should always have the chip on your shoulder.
You should.
It shouldn't never be
Yeah.
you now have it. It shouldn't be you now have it.
Oh no, Tate Crowder's always had it, because I mean this was even going on in high school.
Because
always had to prove himself, right?
Yeah.
It's like you always got to prove yourself. You're right.
Because I mean, we were saying Cam Newton got a chip on the shoulder. I was like, listen, he got the biggest chip in the world. Cam don't got it no more. Because at some point, this is a certain point where it's kind of like you can try as hard as you want, but you might just don't got it like that.
Yeah,
true.
And
Right.
that's just how it was with Cam. Some players just don't got the chip on their shoulder. You can see it with some dudes when they come to the NFL. Clearly, they don't have the work ethic to be. Sometimes dudes just get in there because of talent, and you can see it. You can see it like Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron got in there because of talent, and Eric Ebron thought he could just walk onto the field and be good, and he got smacked in the mouth. Got smacked in the mouth his rookie season. And what did he do the next season? Oh yeah, I thought I knew everything, but I didn't.
Yep.
Still never ended up being that great, but he just wasn't ready, right?
Yeah.
I feel like,
but you know what? With him in a lot of the cases too, Tone. Sorry to cut you off, but a lot of times it comes down to maturity as well. And the one thing that I really noticed about Eric Ebron, I mean, from the jump, was the lack of maturity. You know what I mean? Because it's not that, you have to be, this great, deep philosopher who's traveled the world. We understand that all of them are kids when they get drafted. But it's just that he just possessed that real immaturity about him. Like you, Tony, you're a very mature. You may not be that experienced, but you're a mature person. Eric Ebron, from kind of maturity whatsoever, and it does translate what you do off the field. A lot of times, field follows you on the field. You make bad decisions in your day-to-day activities. Believe me, it will show up on the field as well. So outside of that, I thought the man, ate too much popcorn because he had butterfingers. So he just couldn't, you know what I mean? He just couldn't catch the ball, but he wouldn't hold on to it. But yeah, outside of that, the maturity, man, the maturity is something that's overlooked. And I think, when we do these, but when they do those evaluations, if it were me in the room, that's immediately what I'm going to be looking for. How mature are you? I don't mind you making a mistake. I made plenty of mistakes when I was a kid, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. But, the one thing that I was never like just really silly. You know what I mean? I had a sense of maturity about myself, and I understood what business was. You know what I mean?
My dad always used to say there's a fine line between silly and stupid. You could be sometimes silly, just don't go overboard and be stupid about stuff. Like,
absolutely,
he's been removed from the Detroit Lions organization from how long, and he still puts our names in his mouth.
Right.
Like, bro, just let it go.
Yeah, he doesn't stop.
Focus on football. That's what you're getting paid to do. Is you're getting paid to focus on football, get better at your craft, go into practice, with a chip on your shoulder and get out there and try to make that money. You're still talking about us, like, for what? What is that, what's that accomplishing? That's time away from the practice field. That's time away from the weight room. Like, you shortchanging yourself.
Right.
And I feel like that's the same thing with Carry-On. Like, Carry-On, he would always, just flaunt his girlfriend and things like that. Like, everything's nonchalant. It's like, you're shortchanging yourself. Go into that weight room. Go into, on that practice field. Be the first guy in, the last guy out. That right there is gonna earn the respect of your teammates.
Of course.
With Tate Crowder, that's exactly what he went out and did. And people were, hey, we got to get this guy in here. And why ain't he playing a lot more? Like, he earned the respect of the locker room. When you get the respect of the locker room, that's half the battle.
Yeah. I think we all have had our with youth sports, even when I coach, I coach football and I coach baseball. Baseball is actually my first love, but I would rather in a lot here. I live in Virginia now, but a lot of it is co-ed, and I may have even say a girl who's less talented than a boy, but because that girl would show up every single day, guess who's going to get the start? I'm not worried about the wins and losses. She's showing the dedication. That player, less talented player, regardless of gender, but in this case, just specifically, it was just a little girl. You know what? I rewarded her with the start. Did it kind of hurt us in the end? It was all right. It was the lesson that needed to be learned. And you know what the boys started doing? They saw it. They didn't want to miss another start. So that's something that they had to learn from. I'm not concerned about the wins and losses. I'm concerned about the character that you possess, while doing it. So
high character, work ethic.
Yeah. I don't believe in the team trophies. I'm from that mind frame. So
no
anything
participation
you get,
award.
Exactly. You earn it. That's what I fully believe in. So, and I think that's what's honestly kind of missing with this younger generation. Not in all cases, but I think it's the tree that they come from. A good majority of them. So, I don't know how you correct that. I think it starts at home. Obviously, I don't raise my kids that way. I don't just hand them everything. They're spoiled in certain ways, but trust me, they're going to have to earn it.
Oh, yeah.
So take care of your business.
Yep.
Absolutely. And we have been on for a little over 2 hours. So we will conclude the show. Do you guys got any closing words, Mark?
Yeah, thanks for hey, man. Thanks for having me, Trox, man. This is awesome. This is one of the highlights that I've ever been involved in my life, man. Talking with the great Lions legend, Bennie Blades. That was I still got goosebumps. It was a pleasure. I got to actually ask him a couple questions, and that was just I'm kind of speechless. So it's thanks to everybody in the chat, though. Thanks to Cy, man, for setting this up, man. Trox, Tone, TA, man. You know what I mean? You guys, man, did awesome, man. Everyone in the chat, thanks, guys. Got some videos coming out later on, but man, I'm still all giggly. I'm all giddy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Cy, do you got any closing remarks, brother?
Hey, everything that I say, man, just thank you, Trox, for giving us this opportunity, this platform. It's outstanding talking to you guys always. TA, Mark, Tone, the whole crew, the whole Infinite Sports Network, man. I think we got great things ahead of us, man, and I just appreciate you all, man. That's from the heart.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate you too, sir.
Absolutely. Tone, you got any closing remarks, brother?
It's great being on with you guys as always. Great to hear from a Lions legend. Too bad the Lions don't really got many more doses anymore. I mean, I'm used to the pain, so I'm ready for the losing season. And Lions, I'm gonna need y'all to get on the phone, hit up the Chiefs, go like, listen, man, y'all got too many offensive linemen. Y'all don't need all these offensive linemen. This give us like, Trey Smith or somebody else, for the cheap. You don't need them. Just send them to Detroit. We'll treat them real nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. TA and Noble Sports, you got any closing remarks?
Yeah, man, what an awesome show today, man, with the fellas. Definitely, man, I had to take some time out of my schedule on today. I normally work on today, but today I had to make time for my boy Trox, man, and said, hey, I got to get it in there. And the rest of the crew, man, we appreciate you, Cy, man, for being a part of this, man, and putting this thing together, man. We loved it on today. Tone, shout out to you, man, for always being there when we need you, bro. And definitely, man, we appreciate you, bro, working hard, putting the work in, putting the effort in, and that's what a team is all about, man. And definitely, man, the great honor, man, to have a guy like Bennie Blades come on here and be able to not sugarcoat anything, not mince words or anything like that.
That was awesome.
Bennie Blades gave you raw and uncut on today, and I loved it, man. I loved every moment of it, and I can't wait to have Bennie back on again.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and shout out to everybody that's in the chat room, man. We appreciate you all, guys, for hanging out with us and watching the legend, Bennie Blades, do his thing on Infinite Sports Network on today.
Absolutely. Mark, you did forget one thing. You want to tell the people what you do on Tuesday?
Oh yeah, Tuesdays we got the Orum's Den coming. We've been doing it for the last couple of weeks, man. Grid's been on a little bit of hiatus with the Spike Kool-Aid, so basically the same thing, guys. Panel, I want the ISN panel, and whoever else kind of wants to join, just hit us up on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter, Mark Orum, Orum's Forum, or look for Infinite Sports Network, man. Hit us up on there at Orum Mark, and we do the chat, man. We do questions. Let's do it, man. Orum's Den on Tuesdays at 7:00.
Absolutely.
Good. That's good. I'll be there.
For sure, brother.
But man, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys and gals that's in the chat. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys on the panel. Shout out to Bennie Blades. It was an honor, brother.
Wow.
And man, I cannot believe, he took some time out of his day to, get on with us and talk some football, some Lions football,
Nice.
and man, I'm still speechless. Like the hairs on the back of my neck is still standing up. Like, man, just putting myself back into like that era of football. Like
Different time.
Time. Like
Yeah, man.
that's the real football right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But man, I love each and every.
Ask Joe Theismann, man, about real football.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's that era.
Yeah,
That's that era.
For sure, man. 100%.
that was a crazy injury though.
Yeah, that was.
It
man.
was.
I'm glad that he recovered from it though. But
Yeah.
that was a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
injury, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I love each and every single one of you. This is Necessary Roughness.
Man.
Have a nice day, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.